That means a man who is not fruitful cannot serve God's purpose. Earth destroyed, God shows up again, and God blessed Noah. The same equation, the same thing he did with Adam and his sons, and said unto them, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. So the program is constant. If you will be relevant with God, if you will walk with God, if you will serve God's purpose, you must be fruitful. In fact, this scripture made me understand that any level or any location God brings you to, the first commandment is to be fruitful. The first earth was created and destroyed. God now created a man and said, be fruitful. The second earth was destroyed. God came, blessed the man, and said, be fruitful. If God sends you to Abuja, you must be fruitful. If God sends you to Lagos, you must be fruitful. If God sends you to Canada, you must be fruitful. If God sends you to Namibia, you must, anywhere you find yourself, the commandment is the same. Be fruitful. What does it mean to be fruitful? The Hebrew word translated fruitful is the word para. And that word has three basic meanings. Number one, it means to produce fruit. That means be productive. So when God said be fruitful, he was telling you, I have blessed you. I have put in you the capacity for productivity. In fact, I came to discover that one of the reasons God gave us the authority for reproduction is to make us understand that every one of us have the capacity to produce something. It is natural to man to be productive. Any man who is not productive is not well. Something is wrong with him. It's natural for man to be fruitful. If you are barren, it means something is wrong. And so the first definition of this word means produce something. You have the capacity to produce something. Never be idle. Never sit down not creating something from within you. The second meaning of this word is to increase. So what God is saying is that when you produce something, you must be able to increase it in propensity. That's why every time you see the word fruitful, the next word that follows is multiply. So you are expected to produce something, and you are expected to cause that thing to increase. And you don't stop there. The third meaning for the word para is the word grow. So when what you have produced, what you have increased is increasing, then grow in it. That means your progress should not be once in a while. Your progress should not be stagnated. Your progress should be progressive, continuous, and it should even outlive you. So it's not enough that something came from within you. That thing must multiply, and that thing must grow. You know, people look at some of us, and I was sharing with them humorously yesterday. They tell you, this is your season. God is doing a lot with you. I said, what do you mean by season? The Bible said the path of the just man is as a shining light. It shines brighter and brighter unto the perfect day. We are not trending. We are making impact, sir. We are not appearing to disappear. We will remain here. And even when we are long gone, our legacy will bless many generations. The Bible said in Isaiah 60 verse 50, it said, though you were a desolate land, it said, no man walked through you. He said, but I have made you an eternal excellency, the joy of many generations. So it's not enough to produce something. It's not enough to multiply it to be everywhere. That thing must be sustained. That is growth. That means whatever God does with your life should abide forever. He said, whatever the Lord doeth, it abides forever. This is the first thing God told man. Produce something. Increase what you have produced and grow it. Let it remain. Let it remain. If you have started a company, let it outlive you. If you have started a family, let it subsist. Let nothing in your hand die. Everything in your hand must grow. It's a commandment and it's a power. You find many people, they start something. The moment they go and get stuff, they run away. They are looking for a new thing that is doing well. Forget it. Listen, something is on your inside. That's why the Bible says, out of their bellies shall flow rivers of living waters. Never back down. Never give up. You have the power not just to produce, but to multiply. And not just to multiply, but to grow. See, that thing you are doing is 5 years. Don't sit in one corner and say, no, me, I'm just a small, I just like it small. Forget that stuff we're talking about. Multiply and sustain the impact. That is the first thing God told man. If you must do something and keep it small, let it be that God told you to keep it that way. It shouldn't be that you are not exercising capacity to multiply. Multiply. This is who we are. If you don't do this, there are consequences. And I will show you some of them. But let me first of all show you the dimensions of fruitfulness. That means the dimensions or the aspects where you must produce, where you must increase, and where you must grow. As far as God is concerned, you must, in all of the aspects I'm going to outline now, be relevant because something is coming out of you, because you are multiplying that thing that came out of you, and because you are sustaining it. Number one, dimensions of fruitfulness. Spiritual fruitfulness. Spiritual fruitfulness speaks of character. The character of the Spirit. God expects that if you are his child, you should be able to produce from within you characters that are consistent with his nature. So if you go to Galatians chapter 5 from verse 22, the Bible showed us, it said the fruit of the Spirit. That means God expects that your spirit should produce something. The first area where you produce something is not money, it's your spirit. The fruit of the Spirit is love. It didn't say the fruit of the Spirit are love. It said the fruit of the Spirit is love. But love multiplies into many dimensions. What are the dimensions? Joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith. Next verse, meekness, temperance. Against this, there's no law. So God expects that you should continually produce all of these things from your spirit, multiply them and grow them. So you are not meek today and tomorrow you are not. Meekness should come out of you. Meekness should be multiplied to accommodate as many as possible, and meekness should be sustained. You are not kind momentarily. Some people are kind when you give them a gift. They are meek when you give them a token. The moment you give them money or a gift, thank you so much. The Lord, I'm so grateful. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. But when you come close to them and you say, please, the moment you say, please, they suspect that you need something. Their countenance will change. I'm a very busy person. Please, please, please. They become kind when you want to give them. But the moment it will cost them something, you see that that thing they put up was a charade. It was never there. But the Bible is telling us that we are supposed to produce from within us the fruit of the Spirit. Temperance, long-suffering, kindness, meekness, goodness, faith. God expects you to grow in these things.